Welcome back to the show on audio. I'm Mason Maddox here at the Noiz Faktory studio to talk to you a little bit about how you can record multiple musicians with different instruments all at the same time. In a typical studio, you'll first decide which instrument or voice needs to be recorded onto which track. After placing the microphones near the corresponding instruments, you can then take that mic cable and plug it into a wall plate. From there, the wall plate connects to your mixing console or your patch bay. A mixing console is a sophisticated mixer. This is a machine that combines the audio and allows the engineer to control the different volume levels of the different audio signals. An important role of the mixing console is to amplify weak signals for recording, just like a preamp. But you don't have to get the levels perfect at this stage. You can tweak things to get the best sound during the mix down phase later on. The mixing console is usually connected to some sort of multi-track recorder. This is where it sends the different microphone signals to the right track to be recorded. Most studios have replaced this technology with the common alternative of using a DAW, or digital audio workspace. This technique uses a computer and software to record, mix, and edit. So you can connect the instrument microphone inputs to an audio interface that connects to your computer, or use a separate mixer connected to the computer. Here we're using a patch bay to route our signal chain. There are a few different ways of tracking, and setting up for multi-track recording is something that any audio engineer needs to know how to do. The first thing to think about is bleed from the microphone. When recording a band in a single room, it's easy for one microphone to pick up the mistake of another instrument. This makes it harder to edit that mistake in the mix-down process. Now, in multi-track recording, you're able to punch in and out, which simply means to re-record a specific part of the track with no mistakes. When you're recording in a single room, it's hard to punch in when there are distant, muddy sounds lingering from other parts of the room. This is where proper acoustic treatment comes into play, keeping each musician in isolated spaces to prevent signal leaking into other players' respective microphones. At a studio like this one, with multiple isolated rooms, it's imperative that we use space to our advantage. Make sure to isolate the vocals in the vocal booth. Have the drummer perform in the live room, and place the guitar amps in the amp rooms. Everyone should be able to see each other, but none of the signals should ever intersect. Not all studios have enough room to record an entire band separately. So knowing how to use acoustic treatment to everyone's advantage is your job as an audio engineer. If you're not going to use this method of recording, there's another option for you. Recording all of the parts separately is a safe way to ensure quality audio. This technique involves constructing a song one track at a time. If you decide you want to record each track individually, expert engineers recommend starting with the drum track as the foundation. Once you have a good rhythm track, move on to recording the bass. Then lead guitars, followed by the keyboard, and then vocals. Each musician preceding the drummer can monitor previous recordings through headphones. Recording this way guarantees isolation, and it makes it easier to combine the tracks later on. It's normal to have several takes from each instrument. This allows the engineer to choose which track they think is best in the mix. A few benefits to tracking this way include saving money and location flexibility. Recording each musician individually means that you could potentially use only one microphone for this entire process, saving you money and time. You can also send this recording to another musician or engineer in a different city or country. They may add another track to what's already been recorded. This process is called overdubbing, which involves adding a new track to previously recorded tracks. Even if the engineer wants to add something on top of the original performance, this is possible and can create a powerful effect on your mix. To reiterate, recording several tracks for each instrument needs to be a priority. This allows the engineer to pick and choose which parts he or she thinks sounds best. The composite, or comp, that is a result of this process can be the ideal take that is better than all the other takes that were recorded. Next time, I'm going to show you what you need to know about recording audio into any software that you might be using at home. Thanks for joining me. See you next time on Audio Architecture.